And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Frostpunk 2. This is the beginning of the second chapter. And we're going to try to... Well, first of all, we pissed both factions off, so we need to do some stuff to sort of calm the two factions down. And yeah, I think things are going well otherwise. So you...
Steward?
I could promote you to remove that fervor. That is one option. Gotta wait 9-10 weeks for you. Oh, I can, because you're happy. I can do hold evening prayers to raise your trust, raise trust. So we'll do that.
Steward?
Honorable Steward.
And I would like them to like us more, at least temporarily. So let's do promote. Okay, that brings them back up to neutral, and removes the fervor.
Steward?
Steward. Steward.
Okay. So yeah, for the moment we want to burn our coal stockpiles down. We've got 23 weeks of coal at current consumption rate. We've got 21 weeks of production. So probably when we run out of production, we'll officially, well, we'll plan for them to happen, the transition to happen at that time. So the construction, the swap, you can estimate how long that takes? No, I'm going to assume that takes like 2 weeks. So when we're like 2 weeks out from done, we'll do the swap. Over at the old Dreadnought, I do have a couple options, I think, to do improve the heat. There we go. So we can insulate the district here for 50 heat stamps and 50 prefabs. I believe if we warm up as a side effect, or if we let some time pass, as soon as that's done, the district here should go from livable to warm. Go. You are warm. Does not have a useful effect by itself. Yeah, so that makes you livable. So it should reduce the disease in the area.
Please dispatch gift boxes to the steward by post to avoid unnecessary queuing.
We are going to get colder in a couple of weeks, so I may want to sort of do it in contemplation with the queue. Oh, something happened with you, and you got real pissed. Okay, well, you're not fervent. Condemned faith keepers are shunned by residents of the city. Okay. Piling up oil reserves. You know what? I'm going to let these people, in an attempt to get them happier, I'm going to grant them an agenda. Because I don't really care what we got up for a vote right now. Mandatory schooling. We'll see whether or not this passes or not. I'm not going to affect the vote here. So it might pass.
The noes have it!
Here we go. Yeah, when our explorations are done, we can get some more people in the city. Which allows us to do a few more other options as well. One exploration done. That is the graveyard is explored. The Old Empire. A wreck of a mighty freighter marked with the colors of the Old Empire. It is the only wreck we see facing away from us, not towards the coast. It seems to have collided with another vessel and partially sunk, but fortunately enough, the remains at the surface. Remains above the surface to be salvaged. So we got the ability to mine materials there if we hook that up. The Royal Navy. We located a wrecked ship, lodged on its side, encased in the massive block of ice. HMS Atlanta, barely legible on the aft starboard hull. We were unable to get inside, but we found a jagged hole in the engine room. It was full of coal and not much else. The place made our scouts quite easy. We noticed that our compasses were behaving erratically in the vicinity of the wreck. Not best to linger here. So I can come back later, or I can take the coal. We'll come back later. I don't need the coal right now. Not safe to go farther there. Not safe to go further there yet. We're just about to finish you up. I could make a risky attempt to extract the whale. We'll come back when it's not risky. Let's take these Frostliners in. We can do it with more people. And that also frees up a food location. I can now convince all of these people to come. Let's do that. I might have some problems in the short term with housing. We'll see.
Our scouts filled in.
Oops. Scouts did something, and of course the pausing of it silenced it for whatever reason. Fishing trawler. Fishing trawler with a full catch is locked in the ice. A logbook in the hold suggests the vessel originally hailed from somewhere called Canada, but we have no idea where it has been since. The catch may still be editable if the people of New London have strong stomachs. So I can get a bunch of food. We'll come back later. Probably want to build some more storage for that. Nomad exiles. These people are shunned by other nomads. They're tight-lipped about exactly what happened. They're willing to integrate with other communities so we let them start a fresh life. Okay, we'll come back to that later. Back to New London. I'm going to use you to de-radicalize the Faith Keepers. There we go. I got workers. We want to sort of housing first. So turn you on. Turn you on to max. Turn you on to max. That tells me I don't have enough housing, so I'm going to have to build another housing district. First step is just turn everything on. No point in having unused workers when I got a bunch of surplus ones. Yeah, I've got 280 something workers. Definitely afford to build some more housing. That would be +2. Yeah, we kind of weave you in here, and we do those three on the expand. Okay, let's do that. So 4 shows me fuel resources and fuel consumption. 5 is materials. We have an infinite material deposit down there, although we haven't unlocked the tech yet to do that. Let's turn that off. Short term, I don't need these extra teams. Let's put the extra teams back for the moment by putting it back down deliverable. And saves you some fuel. In fact, at the moment I'm making too much fuel. Although that's about to change. Everything's about to get colder. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. That does include out at the expand. So one way to work around not having enough people is ship more to the expand. So 3,000 people is using about 43 housing. Do a little bit of math and figure out how many I can ship here. Oops. 3,000 divided by 43 times 50. So I should be able to safely send another 400, maybe 500. 500 might be pushing it. Yeah, let's send some people here. And people from okay, so I gotta send them in batches of 400. Let's send 400 from New London to the Dreadnought. And while they're traveling, we can go back over here, and yeah, we should be probably good with you. We got the new area, so I got more people I can bring in if I need more people. Take the catch. I think that's a one-off. You're a harvest, yeah. And then I've already built the road here. I can turn you back on to get more food. Let's do that. Let's turn you back on. That leaves me with 5, which isn't really enough except for the one-offs. That's fine for the moment. Yeah, that puts us food positive, which is good. But I think I should probably build more food storage. In fact, thinking about it, like, yeah, I so desperately probably want more food storage. Let's get a food storage building. Where is... Too far away to stretch to it from there. Is where to go. It doesn't make sense to, yeah, we'll probably end up moving the food storage building, but for the moment that's fine. That would be the better place if a frost broke there. Yeah, that would be the better place if a frost broke there. Okay. Colder.
Brace yourself.
There people have shipped. Yeah, don't have a problem. Warm you up, and then I can cool you down. That works. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we're fine with burning through some of the coal reserves here. Everything is warm for the moment. Livable. Well, you're not livable. Do I want to fix you? Achieve that by cooling you down, making you livable? Yeah, okay. So we can make everything livable here pretty easily. And this, of course, is a temporary thing. I can come through, and in little housing districts, I can do the insulate districts. Let's go ahead and just do that. It is technically going to get warmer at some point, and this would be sort of unideal for that, but... So basically everywhere we're spending some, keeping the district warm. This will either warm the district up or allow me to cool the district down to save on heat. We've got 4 housing districts, or 5 housing districts. We're doing all 5. We're building a 6.
Stewart.
Unwanted destiny. Make the law more flexible. Makes it less effective, but improves relations with the evolvers. We'll agree to that. Unwanted destiny. Stewart, a father, has come forward to our offices with his son. They both ask you to hear them out. This boy is not cut out to be a blacksmith, said the father. His knack is for words, poetry. I can bend steel, but he can stir souls. Please let him be apprenticed to someone who can teach him to use his talents. The plea echoes the sentiment of some that family apprenticeship limits the prospects of children born into an arduous career path. What should we do? So, if we agree with this, basically we're changing it from family apprenticeships to its apprenticeships. We're removing the family minimum requirement on that, I suppose. So, that's fine. General rule, whenever you have a group come to you like, oh, we want you to sort of like lighten the rule, usually it's worth doing. Else you get bad events for being strict with your interpretation of the rule. Got hydraulic pump jacks. And I can work on another tech law. So that's unlock deep deposits. Generator upgrade 2, I think I need to have built the first one. That's why it's not highlighting there. Yes, have to complete the previous generator before upgrading, you can go for that one. I don't have to start this research. Let's start this research. And then I can start using the deep deposits. Or start working towards using some of the deep deposit. Okay, so the new district's in. It's a bit chilly. So we probably, want to heat it. Which it's not letting me do right now, although it might let me do once we've got the expands in. And then we are going to expand this. Like so. We're good on food, we're a little low on materials. There's stuff I can do to help in the materials department. There's arguably stuff I can do to help the goods. Okay, so let's work on those. See if I can afford to. Do we do that or do... We've got a stockpile of materials. Let's slow roll that. Let's get the oil situation fixed out here in the colony, which is a little chilly because they got colder while we were working in the main city. We do have an oil reserve here, so let's warm them up. We're getting a predictor of how bad the situation is. There we go. So that's kind of what we want to target right now. So a single pump jack should be enough. If I have the workforce. And I do not have the workforce. Okay. I would need another 150 workers. For one. And I probably want... 2. Although when this district finishes in 43 weeks, that would free up another one. Can I expand you? Not without some frost breaking. Okay. So let's, because I know I want that oil jack. It's not 280 because I'm spending some of it. Okay, we'll wait until the frost breaking's done. Habitat's healed from districts being warmed to the main city, which is great to hear. We're going to expand you. Should put us more housing here. Anyway, it's 400 workers for the pump jack. We're going to transfer enough people to get up over 400. Yeah, well, I could probably, so 140, that's 18, or 180, so that is, in theory, enough from the workforce standpoint. Interesting. So it's implying it's moving 66 workers, but it's actually moving more for whatever reason. I guess the colonists are willing to be a higher workforce ratio than the people in the main city. So if I'm really desperate, I can turn you down a little bit. So that provides us more housing. And that was not, in fact, enough workforce. Although, again, I'll turn you down a smidge. That gets me enough to get hydraulic pump jack going. Which should be enough to get the district, or get the place oil positive. We may need to ship more stuff in. In fact, I will do a little bit of a resource rebalance before I go. Put the extra materials back for the moment. Put more food here. And I'll ship the ship the goods here. And then take me back to the main city. Which has actually got places complaining about being too hot. Oh, and you are empty, so you're at disassembly point. So we disassemble you, yes. And we begin the transition. So central to the oil pump. In this new district, I'd like you to take Insulate District as a go. Okay, so we've now swapped. We are on oil. Which of course turned all my heat off. Because I gotta turn it on. And we have oil. We just made oil. We just have an oil delivery. Why aren't you turning on? Oh, because I actually ran out of coal, and it's not done upgrading. Oopsie-daisy. Got my timing wrong there. I waited a little too long. Okay, so the generator is on. Let's go through and try to fix our districts. Okay, so that's everyone chilly. Except for the districts that are providing warmth effects. I can turn you down a little bit more. So we're running a little bit of oil negative, so I definitely need more oil production. I've got surplus workers here. That's maybe an argument to ship more workers out to the colony. Yeah, that's an argument to ship more workers out to the colony if I've seen one. Which will also help with the housing problem. Because I'll just build more housing out in the colony. So let's pop out the old dreadnought. So we worked out, I'm going to want more housing out here. And apparently I need more workers. So, first of all, actually, how many surplus workers do I have at Old London? I have 3,000 surplus workers. Can you send me, hopefully not 3,000 workers, because I don't think I need that many. Although I could probably get away with doubling the city population pretty easily. I'm going to put down a second district. So let's think about just doubling the city, or the outpost population. Although, just realized, can I council? I'm getting some housing from the Dreadnought, aren't I? Yes, you house 2,000. Okay, so the next district's going to house another... Well, we've got surplus housing for 290 plus another one of these. So I've actually got about housing for another 2,000, let's say. So let's have 2,000 come, and we'll try to solve their housing situation on the journey. That might be a little bit of an ask, but we'll try. Okay, so for the moment, I don't need you working, and I need those for solving my problems, which is I need to do more frost breaking in the crack. So more frost break in the crack, and yeah, we'll just sort of spaghetti you up the way, and we'll extend you as well. Oh, and I don't need everyone for that, so we'll turn you back on minimally. Because again, one way to solve the heating problems in the main city is ship more fuel. There we go. Let's warm you up to actually being warm. I'll provide adjacency bonus to the building we're building. I've got enough to run you at full steam. Can't completely go ham here, otherwise I'm going to run through all my heat stamps, but build you out, and I think with the expansion on you, I should be good. To meet the housing requirements. Melting drill. What do I want to do in the meantime? Could do workplace insulation. So I can also put insulation in the workplaces. Or do I want to get to exploration? I'm thinking maybe some exploration. So let's work through Scout headquarters. Try to appease the evolvers by going with their option. It's also arguably the just straight up the better option. Okay, so I've got more oil here. Let's use that to warm districts up. And then the rest we ship to New London for the moment. So, actually, I'm not going to ship the rest. I'm going to ship a lot of the rest. Because I'm going to want some for warming up the... over transport capacity. Okay, so that's going to become a problem. Especially, okay, so renege on that change because I want to ship oil more than I want to ship the supplies here. Okay, so that balances the oil. Sort the food, sort the goods, and then we'll reduce... Well, we'll saturate the transit route, and then we'll start sorting the materials, maybe by turning down oil production, because apparently I'm overproducing what I need. The given temperature. Sure. Okay, so not quite everyone housed. We can do an expand, which will help a little bit. We're now actually complaining about being too warm, which is a good problem to have. I think that expand will actually make the housing district warmer as well. Can I afford... No, I still need that oil. Okay, let's pop back to the main city. We got a district over here complaining about being too warm. both the radical factions just grumpy as F. Okay. Because they're like, neither of them getting their way. Okay, do I want to get more... No, I want that building before we really do any more exploration. Frost breaking, on the other hand, we want to get to. Namely, I have 3 frost cores, right? Yeah, I got 3 frost cores. Or three cores. So I can go ahead and do the limited mining on 3 locations. So it makes sense to do it on one of the farms, one of the mines. Do I go for double mine or double farm? Probably double farm. So let's expose both of the infinite farms.
Secure
and it's getting
additional
colder.
layers. A cold season is imminent.
Steward.
An old enemy. An incoming whiteout. Steward, it was only a matter of time. We had an unusually streak of mild weather, but now meteorologists are clear there's a familiar drop in air pressure at higher altitudes. A whiteout is coming. The wind will cause extreme cold, and the clouds will blot out the sun, impacting our food production. Without shelter, ample food, and a stockpile of ample fuel and a stockpile of food, our people will be at mortal risk. We have to prepare. Temperature levels will greatly decrease during the whiteout. Food production will be significantly lowered. Still a way off from that. Okay, the frost breaking is done. Do I set those districts up? I suppose I do. Are you at the point where I can promote you to boost your opinion? Yes. I'm gonna absolutely roast their opinion when we start putting the deep deposit miners in. Which, actually, thinking about it, these deposits are not going to work until I put the deep miner in, so that's going to be fairly soon. Yeah, I suppose I could technically... That might make sense doing, at least at this one. I can do it from this side out, and then we can expand to the deep deposit. Yeah. And then for frost breaking, do the same on the ore over there. Okay. I think it's time, if I can, to go around with my hat in hand.
Steward.
Yeah. Some funds from you. Some funds from you. That way I can afford to build the specialist buildings like the gate building. Oh, I'm prefab short. So the districts are pretty expensive for prefabs. The buildings are more expensive in heat stamps, is my experience. Then, to appease one of the groups, let's go ahead and give them an agenda. Because I don't need this vote right now. We haven't passed any laws. So there's a chance the law here gets changed. Because I haven't necessarily built the building that goes combat with the food law, I just don't care. They change it, they change it.
The votes are in. The measure fails.
They're happy they got their vote, which is the important part there. Sparing a baby otter. Sorry, little one, I had to take your mother. It was her time, but you're too small for my pile now. Would be ashamed to deprive you of your life for so little fur. Go on, back to the water with you. One day we'll meet again, and I'll spare your children as I spared you today. Okay. Gonna do the expand to pick up the bonus deposit there. We are currently waiting for a technology to complete. Blessed with oil. Steward, some of the Faith Keepers have begun using oil for their ceremonies, convinced that this divine gift will get us through the incoming whiteout unscathed. The devoted receive a black smudge on the forehead, a sign of their righteous commitment to defeating the frost. Several made a pilgrimage to the old dreadnought to bless themselves with oil from the source. The devotion is facing the frost ink. It's clear.
Steward.
She's giving forever, which I'm not necessarily supportive of right now, but that is fine. Okay. So I've got to get a deep drill deposit on one of our districts. I'm going to put it specifically on that food district to start with. Okay. New building proposed by the Evolvers. That was the survivalist headquarters, which notably is territory threat level decreased. So with that, I can start going into more locations. We do have a quest to do the generator upgrade. So I'm either going to do generator upgrade or I'm going to do, in Frostlands, the Skyways for more throughput. I think we delay the Skyways and go for the generator upgrade. One of the benefits from the generator upgrade is it just makes oil even more efficient. Okay, so we've got enough. In fact, the materials hub is full. I think we just want more material storage. So for the moment, oh, I have cleared the spot out over there. So let's add another materials stockpile there. That'll give us 25% more storage.
Let's do it.
Glory to our leaders!
Beats of adaption.
Behold, the new mankind!
The Evolvers rally. Stewards, the Evolvers have begun gathering in celebration the direction you've taken the city. They hold rallies to demonstrate the strength and ingenuity of their prosthetics and gush over how their self-inflicted evolution could bring about their utopia. It's a new world and needs new people, one of the Evolvers shouts, holding his limb aloft as he crushed the block of ice. Stronger, tougher, better adapt. All of us can be that if we follow where the Steward is taking us. Their passion is contagious. They inspire others to put in additional effort for the benefit of the city. Do you want to ask them to promote something specific? More workforce, more heat stamps, efficiency, or say nothing? I'm going to ask for more heat stamps. Partially because we're actually aligning the other way around, so we're actively doing something that's going to piss them off, so worst case scenario, I lose those the extra heat stamps.
Curious minds are invited to join them.
Okay, so we got the deep deposit here, so we don't need to be worried about this place ever running out of food. We're about to increase the stockpile there. Am I in a distance where I can get overlapping food stockpile effects on both of you? Yes, but not really. Let's say not really. Probably means then stack and maximize the effect on the one that is the deep deposit. So I'll probably put the food stockpile there, because I think we're going to want to raise the food stockpile. Oh, and at the same time, I'm short on prefabs, but strong on heat stamps. Let's go into industry. Let's put a salvaging factory, so we can turn more materials into more goods, and more importantly, more prefabs, because I'm actually low on prefabs at the moment. I know I said earlier in the run that I don't often have problems with prefabs, and that's kind of true. I have extra worker, although you're already running, so that's fine.
Hear us, Steward.
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 A beacon of hope, incoming whiteout. Stewards, our guards have encountered a group of frozen, terrified outsiders at the edge of the city. They speak of stories spreading amongst the destitute groups scraping by in the frozen waste. That our improved generator can ensure safety for all. That here people can have a future. Seems New London has become a beacon of hope in the face of the incoming whiteout. There will be more people coming. We're receiving migration. For good or for ill. Whale outpost is depleted. Okay. That is fine. That's why we're moving on to these unlimited deposits as the prefabs become available. Oh, and the upgrade I did, no, I haven't picked up the insulation yet. I was about to say, if I'd done the insulation when I should start shipping the insulation. We have not. We do have an oil stockpile. It's not a major concern. Oh, that reminds me. The one I did do, logistics, survivalist headquarters, territory threat level decreased. Let's get that deployed so we can start exploring some of the more dangerous locations. I think I'll need more Frostland teams, so we'll have to warm the place up for that, but... I don't need that coal. That's a material deposit. I actually need the scout headquarters to send those mountaineers, which I think is what we'll do. Okay. Back in the city... Oh, back in the city I should be building a fuel stockpile, I think. On tap. And the fuel can basically go anywhere from the stockpiles. Okay, so I need those prefabs. I've got ahead of our industrial capacity to build prefabs. Okay, a week passed, we got to take the prefabs. We do make a decent number, we're making 45 a turn. Or 45 a week. Let's get a fuel stockpile, and I'll have them go retrieve the fuel. And again, it doesn't really matter. Applying it does have an effect. Oh, it affects extraction districts as well. So I could actually put it on the over here where the extraction district to reduce demand. Here to reduce demand. Probably makes sense to put it next to the one that you know that isn't going to run out. And then I suppose I could always move when these two run out. I could delete that one and move it over here. Okay. Rallies lose faith. Yeah, that was kind of expected. We'll fund them. That'll put them back in the high level, and that'll actually buy us a bit more time.
Steward.
Venture projects as well. Okay, so let's distribute a little bit more warmth. A little bit more than a little bit more warmth. That gives us another 20. I should be safe to explore the 20s now. Yeah. I say that, but we're gonna send out a mountain team. As soon as these guys get back with the oil, we'll go explore 20. Did what I could. It actually, there's still one thing I can do to buy a little bit more on that, which is I can grant them an agenda, let them have the next one, and they're actually probably going to get this through. They want to swap to community service exemptions. Right now, we're getting prefabs from our community service. This will swap it to heat stamps. And they are probably going to get that vote through.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
Service exemptions is now in force. Okay. So now the concern is I've done a lot to actually piss off the Faith Keepers. Okay, it's been too recently to de-radicalize the Faith Keepers. Well, that's probably the option we go with. Okay, so everyone is healed in the old Dreadnought, it's telling me. Yeah, we could definitely do more work out here if I had more shipping capacity. Although, that's only 54 more. Well, I still have enough for another pump jack, I suppose, so we'll do even more. Yeah. And we have a deposit over there that's about to run out. Okay, so we've got the upcoming whiteout. It's going to drop temperatures by 5 in the whiteout. Oh, I think that's technically the start there, so I think it's a 5 drop. Not from here, it's actually a 4 drop from here, because it's going to go up 1 in the meantime. That does mean I should prepare for it to get real cold. Let's, in the meantime, get some exploring. So let's explore the Highlands. We need another exploration district up. Probably need more prefabs to really afford that. You like me so much, and I have... Nope. Hasn't been long enough. Oh no, that's fun projects. Yeah, it hasn't been long. 32 weeks. I was about to say, can I get you give me some funds? And they're like, nah, we're too broke from the last time you asked. Black Baptism, Rising Fervor. Stuart, the Faith Keepers are organizing a map baptism in the Central District. Through oil we will be reborn. Through oil we will vanquish the frost and subdue the earth. Go forth and spread the word through the city, is the sermon they repeat over and over again. While the Faith Keepers insist that it was an innocent religious ceremony, the Revolvers are strongly condemning the show of force. They urge us to forbid further public baptisms. What should we do? Let the baptism proceed. The whole evening prayers community action will be upgraded to organized baptism, or prohibit it, which increases the fervor. We'll let the let it happen. And here, let's go ahead and get the other infinite food deposit going.
Do not become addicted to heat. Turn off all furnaces when not at home.
To boost some opinion, I'm going to grant these guys an agenda. Okay, they want to swap to surplus heat. Fewer unhoused citizens die from the cold. We'll just let this vote. I'm not going to try to sway it one way or the other. Technically, this would be moving it away from one that I wanted, but it'll be fine if that happens.
The proposed
It does move away from the one we want, so we'll have a little bit less heat stamps going forwards. Okay. So this one isn't, because it doesn't have a deep deposit. Oh, I suppose the deep deposit has a shallow deposit on it, so I don't need to immediately rush to putting the deep deposit on it. Okay. That's the generator efficiency upgrade, so we'll probably save up for building that right away. And getting the next law going, or the next research going, which I think wants to be insulation. Workplace insulation. Or no, Skyways for extra shipping. This I think adds another 100 transport capacity from the colony, so I can get 100 more fuel coming in. Central building. I need 2 more cores. Ooh, I did not realize I was going to need more cores. Good thing we have crews out exploring the Frostlands. I've got half the cores, so it's 2 more cores. That's not too bad. If they find a core deposit, that'll be it. That'll be enough. We got an event. Profitable day. Lack of lava running outside is decreasing population growth. That's acceptable, yeah. I don't really need more people to fill up my limited housing. Okay. Exploration completed. Abandoned Lazarette. Built hastily during the 1901 plague, these buildings were used to quarantine the infected New Londoners. They now lie silent and forgotten. Scores of wooden crosses, a grim reminder of what transpired. Should we decide to disturb the dead, dismantling this place would yield some raw materials. So if I do that, we'll increase tensions, or I can come back later. We can always leave that to later if I'm really desperate for maps. The Wise Woman Camp. Our scouts have met the Wise Woman, for which these hills are famed. Some are, in fact, New Londoners who left during the captain's first days. They would be pleased to be returned to New London now that we have a council, and they say they can bring some of the cores with them. However, the captain's most loyal followers consider these women traitors and think they should remain exiled. So I can get them back to get my 3 cores. I'll come back later for that. Schismatic Temple. Outside this abandoned temple, our scouts have found a circle of frozen, naked bodies laying around a strange idol made of ice. Nearby sat a pile of Faithkeeper robes. The temple has fallen into disrepair. We could salvage it for prefabs, but the Faithkeepers prefer we destroy all evidence of this place. Get prefabs, piss them off, prove relations with the Faithkeepers, or come back later. Okay. So I think we're going to take the cores in. So we're going to go with you. This lowers relations with the Faithkeepers. I then don't think I need these prefabs, so we'll forget about this to appease the Faithkeepers. Oh, that's actually a safe place to go, so we can send the expedition off to there. Okay. The old Dreadnought has finished extracting on you. So we got the oil that we're not going to touch. We got prefabs over there I could go for. I could just arguably house more prefabs I can get there. So if I need more prefabs, this is probably actually the place to come for prefabs in the short term. Because I could definitely mine more here. Yeah, the oil is full. So maybe in the short run I should actually turn oil consumption or oil production down a smidge. Yeah. And then I can use that to make arrangements to ship some more. So I can reduce the materials we're receiving by 19 points to ship 19 more points of oil. There we go.
Steward.
Promote you, which calms you down.
Steward.
Intruders, Old Dreadnought. Steward, a group of strangers have arrived at the Old Dreadnought. They call themselves the Wanderers. They seem to be a nomadic tribe for whom the wreck was a pilgrimage site. We round them to visit the tomb, and they seem relieved to find their graves unharmed. As we've taken their camp, they ask we provide at least a stockpile of oil that will enable them to survive the whiteout. They seem desperate enough to be a threat. In the face of the whiteout, they may choose to raid the Dreadnought for oil. Promise to deliver them oil, or turn them down and secure the site. I think I have the oil. Really, the question here comes down to... Okay, so I need more stockpile, is what I need. That's what we need. Which is definitely something I can agree to. Do I have frostbake? So it's 25%, 10%. Yeah, so I probably do like a single tile frostbreak here, so I can get a nice oil well. Meantime, we're teching that road so we can improve the transit. Back at the main city, we now have my steam cores to do the injector.
A new council session is now in order.
Scrubbing the word heathen off her door. Faith keepers continue the mass baptisms. Okay.
Steward.
Train workers there. I have no law up. Let's grant an agenda to you
Steward.
to appease you. I can't for a week and a day. Okay, so we just leave the council open for a week and a day. Unhoused citizens. Okay, that's not ideal. I did not realize the housing needs had gone up. Yes, the housing needs had gone up. Okay.
Hear us, Steward.
Steward?
And they are proposing contagion prevention. So they want to make my housing worse. We'll let the vote happen. We're going to build housing, which is probably going to solve the problem.
The proposed
Yeah, so this is going to make the housing problem worse in the short term.
Approved.
I see.
Steward? Steward?
Steward.
People of the city, your council has voted.
Did my upgrade finish? Yes, the surplus of objectors is complete. Let's see what the tutorial here says. I'm forgetting exactly what the surplus objectives do. I remember that being inactive, but that may have changed. Thanks, game. I wanted to know what the one that I was clicking on showed. Thanks. Doesn't answer my question. Is it just better efficiency? Is it more capacity? I forget. Might be able to see in the tech tree. Efficiency in warm districts is greatly increased. Okay, so all warm districts are just better. And it's maximum heat as well. Okay, so we still kind of want that skyways. Oh yeah, I can definitely see the efficiency improvement. Okay, so let's try to get the housing sorted. Okay, so we got the Frostways. So if I come up to the world map, I should be able to upgrade the route. No mid encampment. Okay, so that's the send oil if I've got it. Oh, so I either have to have it stockpiled at the old dreadnought, and then they'll come and collect it, or I can just ship them it. We'll think about that. In the meantime, Skyways. That should increase my throughput. Which should allow me to ship more oil. Do I have the extra capacity here? Oh no, I did the frost breaking so I could put the storage in. I haven't put the storage in. There we go. More die, or no, it's more sick from being unhoused.
Steward, steward, steward.
Okay, more housing there. You are currently livable. Do you want to take the squalor to be adjacent? I think the answer is yes. That might help with warming the district up later. And let's put oil in there specifically to get you warm. That alone is not going to be enough housing, apparently. Anyway, let's start doing the run down to that location. That's going to be another high-density housing area if I set it up. And now citizens dying. There goes the death toll up again. Again, this isn't a perfect city. I've learned things since the starting this run, and I've made mistakes. Mistakes that could be remedied by starting over, but the run is going well enough that I'm gonna suffer the consequences of screwing up in the first place. Okay, so we crank you up. That costs more materials, but once the road is in, we can ship more materials in, so that won't be a problem. And now we have 105 oil here, so we'll either start stockpiling it up, or I'll ship it from the main city if the road is in. The road does appear to be in. So if I can do a balance here, I should be able to balance. Say balance. Okay, that works. Anyway, what I'll probably do is I'll probably just ship. I'll spend the Frostland teams and just send them their oil right now so I don't have to worry about it. Send it from New London. There we go. We've got it stockpiled, that's not a concern. Exploration is continuing. And yeah, need to get more housing in. If I want to keep that fervor, I need to boost your opinion. What are you interested in potentially as a promise? Research Surveillance Watch, Hydraulic Pump, Pump Jack. Allow productive outsiders. I will agree to attempt to pass productive outsiders. Ah, and that doesn't actually boost their opinion until I complete the thing. We'll fund your projects in the meantime, get you back to positive. Or get you back in the highest tier.
Please exercise caution. One illness does not make you invulnerable to others.
One illness does not make you invulnerable to others. Important thing to remember. It doesn't even necessarily make you invulnerable to that illness. Because you definitely get worse versions of the same illness while still having the existing illness.
Steward.
Nomads placated. Steward, the nomads have received the promised oil. Their leader approached their scout with respect. They stopped only to pay their respects at the graves of their ancestors. At last, they siphoned the oil into a wagon. They left with the seemingly kind words, "All is forgiven between us. The shelter is now yours. Our graves are now your graves. Old Dreadnought is safe from raids." Accepted with difference and left to continue their journey through the Frostland. And importantly, if we bring up the Frostbreaker here... Oh no, it's still... Because it's still considered a burial ground, it still gets disease mouse. I think there's nothing actually stopping me from, at this point, mining that. They won't be like, "Oh no, you mined your sacred burial site," because they're not going to come back to check. That's my understanding. They're not going to come back to check, which is, I suppose, the important point of that comment. And I need more housing. Did I finish the frost breaking down here? No, I want to do one more round of frost breaking, and then we'll build out a big housing district. Although, I think a frost break enough, and it might be worth putting the district down there anyway, or starting the district down there. I think I might have 6 spots for the start. 5, but there's only 2 more there, so I'm gonna have to use those spots anyway. Or I'm gonna have to go one out anyway. Make full-size district. Plus 10 shelter, plus 2 heat levels. Not bad. Okay. Warming up the place. Now that I got the fuel in, and I can ship more fuel, that's not a problem. However, it is going to get colder, is a good way to think about that. It is going to get colder. So there's generator capacity, there's workplace insulation. So I definitely don't need the generator capacity yet. I think I want that for the whiteout. So yeah, I think we go workplace insulation so I can do more improvements on the workplaces. Although I agreed to research something, didn't I? Past productive outsiders. Do I have that law already? Yes. So I can pass that without having to do any research, so I can put this research towards something a little bit more useful, which in this case is going to be thermal air locks. Yeah. And then all districts in New London want to be warm. It's going to require more fuel, but I think we have the fuel, so that's not a problem. The new one not be warm until it gets built? Yeah, I'm in the middle of something, so I can't make it warm until it's built. Okay. Close enough. For the moment. And then you ship more oil, which we have no problem doing. Fortitude Valley explored. Take the supplies, leave the supplies, come back later. Rowetta Expedition, possible settlement. The abandoned base welcomes us with the Fortitude sign. The roof has collapsed on a lab where scientists studied the cause of the frost, but the training halls remain intact, along with the equipment used in attempts to connect it to other generator cities. We can take all the preserved supplies back to New London, or we can leave them, making reactivating the base less costly. So if I take them, obviously I get the supplies. Or I can leave the supplies. We may construct an outpost here to assist our exploration. I'll come back later. I'm not so sure which way I want to go on that. Dreamer's Mine. The ironwork sits at the surface of this mine, its walls covered with designs of wagons and transports. Smaller glassworks once fabricated fragile scientific equipment, or scientific instruments. Few tools remain after many years of scavenging, but there is still iron at the very bottom of the shaft. So if I connect that up, we can get some iron mining. Okay. Let's explore the gorge in the meantime. Get back to the city. Prepare for the whiteout. The warmth of our upgraded generator now pumps through the veins of the city is unprecedented. People take off their layers, testing the air with bare skin and disbelief. The dream of feeling warm again is real, unless the frost tests us again. We must prepare. Research oil generator upgrades. Research workplace insulation. I'm working on that. Stockpile enough food. They want us to stockpile more food. Okay. Pass allow productive outsiders is the law we've got upcoming. And you are empty. You're gonna demolish you. I'm gonna do the expand on you. Gives us more workplace efficiency, or worker efficiency, as well as increase the depth of that will go without having any getting any other bonuses. You're gonna run out in 58 weeks, is what you're warning about? Yeah. So maybe not an argument to do an expand there, but I do probably want some more materials.
The delegates have gathered and will consider the steward's agenda.
Okay, we've got allow productive outsiders as our law that we want to pass. This may pass simply by me saying pretty please, but let's be a little bit more proactive in guaranteeing that it passes. So I need to ask either the Frostlanders or the New Londoners to come and help. If I am to ask you to do this, what do you want? You want a deep melting drill. You know what? I want one too. I agree. Four deep mining drill. Accept. So that means I need to get 2 of the hesitant 20 to vote for me, and they, with this level of respect, they will.
The votes are in. The measure passed.
Here we go. So then I gotta build 1 deep mine, which is kind of a no-brainer. I was already planning on doing that.
A law has passed in the council. Take heed.
Okay. Looking at the time, now that we have arguably defeated the frost for the moment, I think this is a good place for our part break. We're getting warning that the storm is approaching, but I'm not too worried about it. For the moment, we're going to be paused here. We're going to put our part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, we will have another part up tomorrow. We will be facing the storm tomorrow. And we shall see if we can weather it. We're mostly, like, the prepare for the worst is get workplace insulation. We're working on that. Research the generator upgrades. I'm not sure which tech. It's saying 0 of 1, so it's 1 tech. That might be the 3rd generation one, but it's actually an argument I don't want the 3rd generation one because people can't afford to build it. Different problem. Yeah, workplace insulation, and then stockpile food is I think our goal. And this stuff we can do to accelerate those. So yeah, I think we'll be moving on to those. If you're watching on YouTube, that will be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, that will be after the new cup of tea is brewed. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.